Okay, in this example, we're going to learn how to use our calculators to fill in a table of numbers for a difference quotient. And I'm not really going to talk about, in this example, what the difference quotient is for and how to interpret what that means, just making the table of numbers. So let P of t equal negative 4.9 t squared plus 3.5 t plus 2, and use your calculator to fill in the table below. And the table was already set up for us, so we just need to calculate the values in the second column and the third column. And I'll do that by entering the functions for those columns in the y equals graphing menu for the calculator. So let me turn it on. Okay, I'm going to hit y equals, and I'll type in the first function, negative 4.9. And I won't type in t, rather, I'll type in x squared. And then plus 3.5x plus 2. And now let me go to the table. So if you hit second function, and then table, which is on the graphing button, it'll show you a table of numbers. Now, most of the time you'll find out that the table is on the wrong settings for what we want to do in this this kind of problem. So let's do second function again and hit table set, which is on the window button. And I'm going to change the independent variable from auto to ask. And what that means is the calculator will wait like it's asking me what numbers to enter. And so if I go back to the table, you'll see it's blank, and now I can type in the numbers 2.5, 2.4, 2.31, 2.3, 2.29, 2.299, and 2.2999. Okay, so actually that's already a good time-saving device just to be able to plug in 6 or 7 numbers at once into the function. But now the last column I'm going to enter also as a function so I can have the calculator do everything in that for me. So I'm going to go back to y equals, and I'm going to use y2, and I will type in the formula for the third column. But instead of p, I'll be using y1 because that's where we entered the formula for p. So I'll need parentheses on top. And then to get y1, I'll hit the vars button, and then y vars from the menu, and then choice number 1 for function, and choice number 1 for y1. Okay, and then 2.3 minus, and I repeat that, vars, y vars, function, y1. And that'll be y1 of x. I need 2 parentheses to close the stuff on top, and then I divide, and I'll need parentheses on the bottom as well. So 2.3 minus x. Okay, let's go to the table and see what we get. So it's already filled in the second column with all the different values for y2. And we would just copy all these numbers down onto our problem or our piece of paper to answer this example. Let me add a couple bits of extra information here about, again, how to use the calculator, not so much what we're interpreting. One, please remember that when you see y2 on this table on the calculator, it's actually calculating the quotient, p of 2.3 minus p of x all over 2.3 minus x. So sometimes it's easy to forget where y2 came from. And that also helps explain the entry in the fourth row down, the error. And that's an error because if you look at the formula for y2, what would happen if you tried to plug in x equals 2.3 to that formula? You'd get division by 0, and that's an error. And finally, let me say if you wanted to get a little more accuracy out of the calculator, the table only shows 2 decimal places. But if you put your cursor on one of those answers, you can see at the bottom it actually gives you more digits. And that's especially useful in the second column, where maybe you would need those extra digits if you wanted to be able to double check your work and subtract this stuff manually and then compare it to the table.